Hello everybody, long time no see. Today I have a piece of great news for you. Fintechee developed a great plugin to support MQL4. That means your existing MQL4-based programs can be runnable on Fintechee, on the web browsers. You don't need to throw away your old MQL4-based programs to the bin, even if MT4 stopped updating. You can continue to use them because Fintechee now is compatible with MQL4. Great news, right? And this tutorial video will guide you to learn how to convert your old source codes and make them runnable on the web browsers. Cool, right? Now, let's start learning. Okay, before we start learning, we need to prepare two materials first. There are prerequisites to our jobs. The first one is C++ compiler, the other one is Mscripton. I think C++ compiler is quite famous to every developer, so we don't need to explain what it is. And Mscripton is quite new to most developers, and it's really helpful too. So we need to introduce further about it. You know, MQL4 is similar to C++. And you know, C++, Java, Python cannot run straightforward on the web browsers. So just JavaScript and WebAssembly can run straightforward on the web browsers. So, if we want to make our old MQL4-based programs run on the web browsers, we need to convert the MQL4 programs to WebAssembly. That's our task. Okay, and the C++ compiler and the Mscripton will do the jobs for us, will help us do the conversion. Okay, so we need to prepare the two materials first and then we do the conversion. And downloading and installing are quite simple, so we will not introduce further. Please check this post and check out this referral link to know more details. I think even a common trader, non-tech guy can learn how to use it soon. So, we will not introduce further. Okay, after that, after we prepare the two materials, we can start converting our source codes to make them run on web browsers. You know, algorithm trading includes two parts. One is custom indicator, and the other one is expert advisor, so-called EA. And in this tutorial video, we will make two examples separately. One is for a custom indicator, and the other one is for EA. Okay, so we will make ATR indicator as our indicators example. You can get the source codes everywhere, so we will not introduce how to get it. And after we prepare the source codes, we need to modify a little to make them convertible. The first step actually is to remove the head part of the source codes. We don't need the definitions of the external parameters. We don't need the data output arrays. We don't need the function definition. So we can remove them. We will generate them later. Okay, so just remove them. And after that, we need to redefine the data structure. We have prepared a tool in this post, so we just need to access this page to use the tool. First, we need to give the indicator a name and a description and a URL where you load the indicator. And after that, we need to redefine the external parameters. And after that, we need to redefine the data input, because this indicator will use high, low, close array data. So we need to redefine them here, and this ATR indicator will output 2 lines, 2 data arrays. So we need to redefine the data output here. Another one is this parameter. We need to check this option. Because ATR is rendered in a separate window, so we need to check this option. After that, we just click the Generate button here to generate the source codes. Okay, so now you can see the source codes generated. And we need to copy and paste the generated source codes into your ATR indicator source codes. Okay, so it's quite simple. And save the file. Now we have prepared the source codes for our new indicator. And now we just need to compile the source codes and to make a new WebAssembly. We have prepared a sample command here. And we just need to copy the command and run it in our command line. Okay, we need to modify the 2 arguments according to our actual situation. In our current situation, we will convert ATR, so we just need to import ATR.cpp here. And our output file is ATR.js. So we need to input the other parameters here. And just ignore other parameters. And just keep them as default. Okay, and then run the command. Okay, done. It's done. After the compilation, you can find 2 new files in the output directory. One is ATR.js, and the other one is ATR.wasm. WASM stands for WebAssembly, so this file actually will be run on the web browsers, and it's based on binary format. So, it's quite secure to some developers who don't hope to expose their business logic. So, it's quite secure, and no one can read it. Because it's based on binary format. So it's not readable for human being. Okay, and ATR.js is a wrapper to this file. So we will load this file, and then, via this file, we call the functions. We call the interfaces in this file. Okay, so it's quite simple. Now the new output files of the indicator are generated, so we need to know how to load them. We need to put the two files in some HTTP server. For example, we can upload the two files to AWS S3. And make AWS S3 as a repository for these files. Of course, we can load the two files on our local machine, on our local PC. So we need to install a HTTP server in our local PC. Okay, you have a ton of options to load the two files. I give you two solutions. One is to load them on your local PC, and the other one is to put the two files on some websites such as AWS S3, and to make them loadable there. Okay, so, it's up to you to choose. I recommend you to use AWS S3. Because you don't need to start your HTTP server on your local PC. And to install and start your local HTTP server, it's not quite easy for the common users, non-tech guys. So I don't recommend you to do that. Okay, just do your own decision. My recommendation is to upload your source codes to some HTTP server repository. And to make them loadable there. Okay, in our tutorial video, we will introduce a different way. We will start our local PC's HTTP server. You can find the command here in our post. Okay, and then we start this HTTP server. Don't forget to add this argument. Because you will load your WebAssembly from a different original source, so we need to make CORS configuration enabled. Otherwise you cannot access your WebAssembly, your compiled source codes. Okay, you need to add this argument. If you use AWS S3, and then you don't need to boost your HTTP server in this way. You can use them straightforward, so you don't need to care about this argument. Of course, you need to input some CORS configuration for your AWS S3 buckets. Okay, don't forget to configure your S3 bucket to make the CORS enabled. I will give you some examples in our next articles. Okay, now we have started our HTTP server, so now you can load the new compiled MQL file into your web browser. Okay, we have developed plugins to load the web assemblies. In this example, because we use custom indicator, so we need to run this one. We need to run this plugin to load our new indicator's WebAssembly. This plugin just has one parameter definition, and we just need to copy the generated data structure here. And copy the JSON format definition here, and paste it to the plugin's parameter. And then run this EA. Okay, it's done. And after you run this plugin, you can actually stop it. Of course you can leave it running. It's up to you, and in my opinion, I prefer to stop it. Because now the file has been loaded into your web browser. Now you can use the MQL-based indicator in the web browser. Let's check the indicator lists. And you can find the new indicator now. You can find it here, right? ATR example. That means the MQL-based indicator has been loaded. So now, we can use it. How to use it? It's the same with using other Fintechee-based indicators. We just need to click this one. And add the new MQL-based indicator, and we can set any parameter here. Okay, now it's done. It's quite simple. And we just need to compile the custom indicator source codes to make them runnable as a WebAssembly. So it's quite simple. We don't need to modify a lot of the original source codes. We just need to modify and remove some parts of the original source codes. And generate the data structure and then merge them and compile them. So it's quite simple. It will just take 5 minutes if you are familiar with what you are doing. Okay, in the rest of our tutorial video and we will introduce how to convert your old EA to Fintechee-based EA. Okay, let's check the source code. And you can get this EA everywhere as well. It's quite simple. It's an example of MT4's editor. So you can get the source code there, MT4. The first step here is similar to what we did for custom indicator. We need to get rid of the head part of the source codes. We don't need these external parameters. We will generate them later, so we need to get rid of them. And then we move to the tool on our website. And redefine the data structure. Compared with the indicator's conversion, I think EA's conversion is simpler. Because we don't need the data input and the data output. We just need the name, the description, the URL and the parameters. So, we just need to redefine these parts. Okay, so after we are done, we just need to click the Generate button and to get the new source codes part. The new head part of this new source codes. And then, we copy-paste the generated source codes and save it. Now we can compile the generated source codes. The command to compile EA is different from the command to compile indicator. So we need to be careful. Because they are different. Okay, they have different arguments. Okay, we need to use this one. And it's similar to executing the command for the compilation of indicators. We need to input two arguments according to our actual situation. We named our new EA as EA_based then _macd.cpp. So we need to set the input file's name here. And the output file's name here. Okay, and then we execute the command. Okay, it's done. Okay, very simple. And we can find two new files generated in our output directory. One is JS and the other one is WASM. So, now we need to load them to our web browser, to our system. The process is quite simple. And because we develop two loader plugins, This time, because we generated EA, so we need to run this EA loader, not the indicator loader. They're completely different. And this plugin has just one parameter. Its definition, and we need to use this part. It's generated by step 1. Okay, so you can find the definition here. Just need to copy-paste to the form field as the parameter of the loader plugin and then run the EA loader. And it's done as well. And after you are done loading, you can stop the EA as well. Okay, you can stop it and you can find a new EA generated. Okay, MACD example. Now you can use this example by clicking the play icon and you can run the EA. Okay, now it's running. So it's quite simple. Okay, so now this tutorial has guided you to learn how to convert your existing MQL-based programs and how to make them run on your web browser. And now we have learned how to do the conversion, how to do the compilation, how to run them, how to load them. Okay, so it's quite simple. And every process will take you 5 to 10 minutes. And you don't need to recode your programs. You can save a lot of your time. You don't need to throw them away. You can reuse your old source codes. Fintechee offers you a new playground to run your old source codes, so it's quite helpful to a lot of traders and a lot of developers. Okay, thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.